What's up, guys? So, our last two videos on advanced training techniques, we talked about building width in your back, and then we went on to the second video where we talked about building thickness and detail in your back. So today's video, we're gonna bring it all together, and I'm gonna take you through my entire back routine. So we're gonna start right now with a reverse grip pull down. So I go with about a shoulder width, maybe even a hair narrower grip. And just like all my other workout routines, I start with my first set. It's my recruitment set, so I start with 20 reps. Now, don't go so light that 20 reps are easy. This isn't just a warm-up. This is still a working set, so you wanna make sure that 20 reps is challenging. The test is 15 should be hard, yet you should still be able to squeeze out 5 more. Now go back and watch advanced training techniques where I talk about all the little tips and tricks, but here you can see that I'm keeping my body nice and upright, and I'm not just pulling my elbows down, but I'm pulling my elbows down and back. See that squeeze? And as I do that, the bar's hitting my chest. So don't lean back, nice and upright. Also get a little bit of a curve in your back. The best way to do that is sticking your chest up, keeping your chin up high. That little bit of arch in your back is important for getting a good contraction in your lats. Now lats is one of those muscle groups that people have a really hard time feeling, so it requires good technique. All right. Now I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna superset these with a pull down here on the cable crossover. Now, I take about a step forward, and then I go ahead, go all the way down to the floor, and here's what I want you to focus on. Same thing, chest high, slight arch in your back, focus on pulling with your elbows. Pull your elbows down. I want you to focus on squeezing your elbows as far towards your sides as you can. It's like that. So all back exercises, get the arch in your back, chest up, chin up, and focus on pulling your elbows down instead of focusing on pulling your hands down. If you focus on your hands, you're gonna initiate the movement with your biceps. You don't wanna do that. You wanna initiate the movement with your lats. So one of those mental tricks is focusing on pulling your elbows down. Your hands and your forearms are just going along for the ride. Think of them like hooks. Just from your elbow to your hand is a big hook. All right, so we're gonna do 20 of these too. Get that squeeze at the bottom. All right. So that's 20, so that's my first superset. Now I'm gonna jump back over here. So this is our first real working set. We're going down in reps and up in weight. So 10 reps. Most people try to go too heavy on any of their pull down movements, and when you do that, you end up recruiting too many muscles, especially your biceps. So don't go so heavy that you lose good form. Narrow grip, torso upright, arch in your back, chest high, chin up, pull with your elbows. Elbows down and then back. All right, and that little trick there, not just pulling down, but pulling down, and then think about bringing the elbows back. That's what's gonna give you that nice, good squeeze. Back over here. Same thing, 10 reps, heavier weight. Good. All right, we're moving fast, back and forth. Third set, same weight as the second set, 10 reps again. Now, if you get tired, it's always better to drop down in weight just a hair and maintain good form. Because if you get tired and you get sloppy, start using bad form, you're gonna start recruiting other muscles. This is all about isolation. Okay. Whew, feeling it. Same thing here. This is our second working set, so third total set, staying in the same weight, 10 reps. All right, we're gonna go finish up. This is gonna be our fourth and final set on each. We're going back to our original weight, and instead of 20 reps, you should only be able to do 15 reps. If you get past 15, that means you didn't go heavy enough or you didn't work hard enough on sets 1, 2, and 3. The light's weighter, so this gives you an opportunity to focus more on really good form and getting the maximum contraction. That means getting a really good squeeze at the bottom. That means pulling those elbows down, and back. Now, I encourage you to go back and watch those other advanced training technique videos to get more detail on why I'm doing these exercises. Okay, so that's 4 total sets between a reverse grip pull down and a cable crossover pull down. So now that we finished that and we really focused primarily just on our lats, which means building width, now I want to switch it up slightly and we're going to go over to a rowing movement. We're going to do 2 types of rowing movements, each serving a different purpose. So in past videos, I talked about pulling low towards your hip, keeping your elbow tight towards your body to work your lats. Then we also talked about doing a row up higher with your elbows coming out wide to engage more of your middle traps to build thickness or detail in your back. So we're gonna do 2 different types of rowing movements, one focusing on width for your lats and one focusing on detail. So we're gonna do a bar row supersetted with a dumbbell row. The dumbbell row, we're gonna go ahead and pull high with our elbows out. And the bar row, we're going to use a supinated grip. So that means palms up, pulling low, and that's gonna be working our lats a little bit more and less engagement of our traps. So we'll start right here with our dumbbell. Again, just like all my other exercises, first set, 20 reps. So here, instead of keeping the elbow tight, we're gonna let the elbow come out a little bit. What I want you to focus on is squeezing your shoulder blades. I want you to initiate that movement with your shoulder blades. Pull your shoulder blade back, followed by the pull in your arm. All right, it's 20. Come over, do the other side. Again, initiate it with your shoulder blade first. This is biceps first. This is pulling my shoulder blades back first. All right, so back and then up. And letting the elbow come out just a little. So that's 20. Now, if we were to do this with a bar, then your elbows would be flared out a little bit more, and that's because your hand position. You're gonna go with a pronated grip. That means palms facing backwards. So as you pull, your elbows are gonna go more out to the side. And that's okay. That's good if you're using a bar. We just happen to be using a dumbbell. So now we're gonna go to a bar. You can do these with a free bar. I just happen to be using a Smith machine today. So instead of going with an overhand grip and pulling high like I talked about, which is going to engage more of your traps, your rhomboids, your rear delts, and your infraspinatus, we're gonna focus more on our lats. So just like our pull down, we're gonna reverse our grip. So this is palms up. Now I want my elbows to stay close to my body, so I'm not gonna go wide. I'm gonna go with a shoulder width grip, so like this. And what I wanna do is I wanna pull towards my hips, so I'm gonna pull low. So here's my starting position right here. As I pull up, pull right into my waist. If I was wearing a belt, I'd hit myself right in the belt buckle. Now just like your pull downs, initiate the pull not with your hands, but by pulling your elbows back. Think of your hands like hooks. All right, so there's 20. Whew. So that's our first superset. Just like our other exercises, second set is gonna be our first working set. That means 10 reps, heavier weight. We'll set this aside, we'll use that later. Now the problem most people make with all back exercises is going too heavy, especially with rows. This is only 55 pounds. If I were to do like a regular row like I see people doing it, I could do hundreds, 110s, whatever. It's not about slinging heavy weight. This is about good technique and really squeezing the muscle, getting that mind-muscle connection. All right? So no egos here, just good form. Here we go. 10 reps. Initiate by pulling your shoulder back and squeezing up. There we go. All right, back over here. Want to use good form. So let me just put a 25 back on there. There we go. Set 3, same thing. 10 reps. All right, that's 10 reps, third set. Now we're gonna finish up with our fourth and final set, which is going back to our original weight for 15 reps. Yes, sir. That's nice and light. So make sure you take advantage, get a good squeeze. 15, other side. All right, 15. Whew, sweating. Whew. Okay, so when you want to build detail, thickness in your upper back, you're going to go ahead and you're going to pull higher. You're going to let your elbow come out a little bit, and you want to feel the retraction in your scapula, meaning pulling your shoulder blades back together. So that's going to be the middle of your traps, your rhomboids, your rear delts, your infraspinatus. That gives you that detail and thickness in your back. You don't get thickness from your lats. You get width from your lats. Your lats are very long and wide, but they're thinner. So width comes from targeting your lats, which was our reverse grip pull down. It was over here on the cable crossover pull downs, and also over here with a pull low. Now you can see elbows tight to the body. That's that extension in the shoulder, meaning pulling my arms back, versus over here, elbows are coming out a little bit. You could do the same thing with cables. People ask me about doing a cable row. So let's say if I were to come sit on the bench and pretend I'm doing a cable row right here, and I've got a handle. If I pull low towards my hips, keeping my elbows tight, that's gonna be more shoulder extension. That's gonna work more of my lats. If I come high to my chest, you can see my elbows are coming out, get that retraction in my shoulder blades, and that's gonna work more of my middle traps and also my rhomboids, rear delts, and infraspinatus, which is gonna give you that thickness or that detail. So that old saying that pull downs are for width and rows are for thickness isn't always true. It's partially true. It just really depends on where you're pulling that bar to and how you initiate the movement. So remember, for lats, I want you to focus on pulling the elbow first. If you want to engage your traps, build that thickness and detail, I want you to pull with your shoulder blades first, then pull with your elbows. So two different types of rowing movements, each with their own purpose. So now, we've really hammered our lats. We don't need to do anything more as far as big movements, but I still like to go ahead and finish them off to get that nice big wide back. So, two different exercises in my arsenal. You can use both individually, or you can combine them. So I'm gonna show you both. Everything else we do 20 reps, 10, 10, and 15. With my finisher exercises, a lot of times I like to just do 3 sets, both with 12 to 15 reps. So the first finisher exercise I'm gonna show you is a dumbbell pullover. I'm gonna slide off the bench, and I'm gonna lean back. And I want you to get where your neck is supported by the bench, but your head hangs over the back. Okay, here's your starting position. What I want you to do is keeping your arms straight, bring it back until you get a nice stretch, and then you're gonna bring it up, and you're gonna stop right here, because I want you to keep constant tension right here, and stop, and back. Because if I come here, I can lock it out, and I can rest here all day long. No resting, constant tension. There's no real resistance here on my lats, just my triceps. So, right here, and back. Stretch them, squeeze them back. Keep your arms straight. 15. That's one finisher exercise. Now, you can see that's only effective in a partial range of motion because that's really from here to here. But my lats, like I said, are gonna help with shoulder extension, which means all the way back. So I have no resistance with this exercise from here to here. And that is where a push down comes in. Now most people do a push down, a straight arm push down with a bar like this. I'll tell you why I don't like it. As I come back here, arching my back, chin up, chest high, you can see I'm picking up where the dumbbell left off. This is my starting position, and I'm gonna squeeze down and back. Problem is the bar hits my legs. It limits my range of motion. I can only come as far as that bar will let me. So instead of a bar, I like to use a rope. So I'm gonna start in the same position. I'm gonna arch my back, chest high, chin up, but now I can squeeze back just that little bit more. I can bring my hands right to my sides. Get that full shoulder extension. Now, you can either do these by themselves as a finisher, you can do the pullover by itself, or you can superset them together. So you start the first half of the range of motion with the dumbbell pullover, and then you come over here and you pick up where that left off, and you finish the second half of the range of motion with a push down. So that's my finisher exercise for back. That's pretty much my standard back routine. Now, depending on whether you want to build more width or thickness, you can switch things around. So me personally, I'm trying to build more width in my back. I feel like I already have pretty good detail, but for someone else who feels like they have good width, they can go ahead and focus on more detail by incorporating more of those higher pulls like we talked about. So those are some of the tips and tricks for building a wider, thicker back. As you can see, I like to superset, so I move through this workout really fast. But that's my complete back workout for building a wider and thicker back. So stay tuned next week where we're gonna jump into some leg training. So I'll see you guys then.